Here's what's coming up on today's edition of Bengals Breakdown by Chat Sports. The latest on the Joe Burrow contract, still not signed. Injury updates on him. Chidobe Awuzie, Joseph Ossai as well. And Bleacher Report has suggested signing this NFL free agent while the Bengals have signed a new tight end to the practice squad. First, Burrow. If you want the Bengals franchise quarterback to get paid, then spam me in the comment section. The more me's we get, the more likely it is the Bengals will get that deal done with Burrow. And if we have to bully the Bengals into doing it, or bully Burrow into doing it, whichever who's to blame here, maybe it's a bit of both, we will make that happen. So spam your me's right now. Joe Burrow is back at practice for the Cincinnati Bengals. No surprises there. That has been the expectation. We're good to go for week one. There's no concerns on that. Bengals are saying we'll go day by day. That's just them being cautious. It would require a setback for Burrow to not be out there in week one. But Burrow does not have a new deal at this point. He has not gotten a contract extension locked in and signed. I have been convinced this will be done before week one. Well, the game's days away. It's Tuesday. Game's on Sunday. We got to get moving here. Here's what Andrew Brantz, former NFL exec, wrote about the Joe Burrow extension, saying, "My sense, however, is that the delay is coming more from Burrow's side. Maybe," emphasis on maybe here, and I would advise him of this, he does not want a 7-year deal, i.e. 5 extension years, and wants a shorter deal, like Dak Prescott, to have another bite at the free agency apple at a younger age. Or maybe, and I would advise him of this as well, he wants to wait to negotiate a new contract until he has 1 year left on his deal, 2024, or no years left on his deal in 2025. Whenever this Burrow deal gets done, it's going to be a record setter. It's a matter of how much of a record-setting contract does this look like. $52.5 million per year. Well, that did come on this 7-year deal that Andrew Brandt alluded to of 5 extension years plus the 2 years remaining. So you're not going to see a ton of that immediately necessarily, but you have a lot of it guaranteed. So it's worth it for your franchise guy. And maybe what you could even see happening here is that Burrow wants more guaranteed money. Justin Herbert had nearly $200 million of a fully of his deal guaranteed. Deshaun Watson is still the NFL leader with a fully guaranteed contract. Now, 5 years of it has not been hit. It is worth mentioning Kirk Cousins several years ago signed a 3-year fully guaranteed deal. And this is all hypothetical, could you see Burrow asking for 3 years, $53 million per year, all of it fully guaranteed? It's a possibility I do think you want to acknowledge. There's also this part too. Joe Burrow's agent is the same agent as Nick Bosa and the same agent as Justin Jefferson. 3 deals that are going to be record-setting contracts, none of which have been signed yet. That might not be a coincidence. So will Joe Burrow get paid before week one? This is today's pinned comment. So if the ad comes on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there, type in Y for yes, or you can type in N for no. Now, so far, both sides have been pretty quiet. There has not been many leaks that have come out. Brant information wasn't directly specified source, but he mentioned the sense, and I think had some speculation mixed in there. We all know this deal is going to be expensive. We know it's going to be a lot of cash for Mike Brown to pony up, but it needs to get done. He's too good. And the only reason why you wouldn't want to get a deal done earlier is if you had doubts. And I don't think there are any doubts around Joe Burrow being your franchise quarterback. And in the end, it is on the team to push this along. Now, Burrow has the leverage. Even if he gets hurt, we saw other quarterbacks get paid big time. Maybe that's your concern if you're Burrow. But he can go the Lamar Jackson route if he needs to. Get a big contract next year with what's left on his deal. Get a big franchise tag. Get 2 big franchise tags. And then get what could legitimately be approaching $65 million per year with the way the salary cap tends to rise from that perspective. So it is up on the Bengals to get that done as quickly as possible, knowing the agency and the player also have to be willing to move things along too and not just be overly stubborn. Now, when Joe Burrow signs his deal, whenever that ends up happening, we will break it down for you. So make sure you are subscribed. YouTube.com/BengalsTV for free Bengals videos and a Week 1 watch party. The Bengals at the Cleveland Browns, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We will be live for the entirety of the game and a half hour before kickoff, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We will have you guys covered with a watch party. We'll be live for the game, play-by-play, mention the highlights, everything. It's going to be a blast if you tune in for our preseason one. You guys seem to enjoy it. It'll be even better in the regular season because the games actually matter. So if you haven't already, please make sure you guys are subscribed. All right, Chidobe Awuzie. He leads off the next batch of injury updates here. Head coach Zach Taylor revealing Awuzie will play in Week 1, which was the expected outcome. They were cautious in the preseason, but he was off the PUP list pretty quickly. He's going to be good to go. Here's what the head coach said on Awuzie. Quote, "It's good to get him back. Him back in the huddle, him back out there taking reps. He really makes those receivers work for everything that they get. I know that they would tell you that." This was always the expectation, that you would have Chidobe Awuzie back out there in time for Week 1 of the NFL season. And that is a big deal for Cincinnati. Awuzie, as we'll get into more in depth here, I think is one of the more underrated corners in the entire NFL. Before we get to that, though, today's show is made possible by our sportsbook partner. That is BetUS. Head over to chatsports.com/bet and use promo code CHAT125 for a 125% deposit bonus. That's chatsports.com/bet. Promo code CHAT125, minimum $100 down, and they're going to give you $125 for free, or whatever your matching 125% is, up to $600 down there. The Bengals are only a 2.5-point favorite against the Browns. It's a road game, I know. I refuse to believe in Deshaun Watson or cheer for him or anything. So yeah, give me the Bengals to cover against the Browns. It'll be a closer game. It's the AFC North. Those are dogfights. But give me Cincinnati, especially with Awuzie out there. He was really good last year. 8 games played, 38% completion, which is just stupid good. Only 236 yards. You can just double it. Double those numbers, right? 38% completion rate for not even 500 yards, 0 TDs, 10 PBUs, even if there's no interceptions. That's great stuff. Cam Taylor-Britt looks better this year. So does Awuzie. We make a big deal about how great this Bengals offense is. This defense, as long as your safeties can play just fine even, has a ton of really good talent. We will see, however, if that talent includes Joseph Ossai out there in Week 1. The Bengals are calling Ossai day-to-day after his preseason ankle injury. I wouldn't be overly shocked if you see him limited or a DNP on Wednesday. We'll know once Bengals return to practice. If Ossai cannot go, the Bengals should still be okay. They have Trey Hendrickson. They have Sam Hubbard. They have Cam Sample. Miles Murphy can get some more run out there. They will not jeopardize making an ankle sprain worse by having him play through it. Even if he's 95%, sit him for a week. Sit him for 2 weeks. Seasons are not won in Week 1 or Week 2, but they can be lost, and you want to make sure you are at your best football, like the Bengals were the last couple of years, down the stretch when it matters the most. So prediction time. Does Joseph Ossai play in Week 1? 1 for yes, 2 for no. He's not back until at least Week 2. Sound off for me in the comment section. To free agency now. 1 potential signing, then 1 actual move the Bengals made. Akeem Hicks was named as the top free agent target for the Bengals by Bleacher Report, which I don't know about that one. That doesn't move the needle for me, or I would even say address a big-time position of need here. We'll get into my concerns, but I do want you guys to do the same exercise. Name a free agent who you want the Bengals to target. Free agents only, no trades, no cheating. Name that free agent option you want the Bengals to go out and acquire in the comment section. Bleacher Report claimed depth was an issue in Cincinnati, to which I say, but is it? DJ Reader, BJ Hill are really underrated and very good 1-2 starting punch there. I am excited about a potential Zachary Carter year 2 breakout. Breakout scaled appropriately for your number 3 defensive lineman. Jay Tufele is an NFL caliber player. Josh Tapua played well. Dominique Davis was flashing off your practice squad. What has Akeem Hicks done could justify being a guy you got to cut to Fele for. He played 11 games last year for the Bucs. He had 1 sack, 2 TFLs. That does not move the needle for me for a 33-year-old player, by the way, who has missed a significant amount of time the past, because Zimbabwe turns 34. I don't need more old guys who have not signed. If an injury happens, totally different conversation. But currently, I don't see the need. The Bengals did make another move to the practice squad. Didn't get Raymond Johnson III. They've added another tight end, though, Zach Gentry, the former, he played a couple different positions, but predominantly a tight end back at Michigan. I believe he began his career as a quarterback at Texas, if my NFL draft memory serves me correctly. He's been signed to the practice squad. He actually played a bit last year with Pittsburgh and played some in the past as well as a 5th-round pick, I think. Just 6, somewhere in that range. All off the top of my head. Who knows if I'm right or wrong. 19 catches, 132 yards. I like this pickup for practice squad. You love the size. It's 6'8", 265. It's a ridiculous frame right there. Gives you the ability to have some younger depth if in the event you need to make a call-up later on this season. That is the end of today's video. If you made it to the end, we appreciate you here. Spam Who Day in the comment section, and we'll be sure to give you guys some love if you spam Who Day right now.